the 70s, vinyl records were the norm. Literally, everyone had one. But nowadays, everyone uses streaming services, making vinyls far less popular. Today, I'm going to discover if vinyl still holds up. I'm meeting Marvin Clutton, who loves records and actively collects them.
Yeah, well, I found my collection and started going through them all, found some alright songs, decided to listen to them, and then bought my own, I guess. Well, it's like kind of seeing what they listen to, and also some of our music taste was alright.
On the other hand, not everyone is a huge fan of records.
Just because it's easiest, I can post my own playlists, I can look at my friends' playlists, just easiest. I'm just too young. I'm only 18, those things were made for like years and years ago. I'm just too young.
What people say about records being expensive, it's not exactly wrong. The 1975 second album cost £29. It's fair that that's too much for essentially a piece of plastic. Sure, it's a great album, but come on. I'm with local radio presenters at Shmoo FM, asking what vinyl means to them.
Right, what was your first record? Mine was Look What You Done by Slade from Chalmers and Joy. It was
What was it?
up George Street. And I bought it with pocket money that I got. I saved up pocket money for it, and I think it must have been about 55 pence or something like that.
Aye.
That must have been about 72, 73, something like that.
That's dear, at 55 for you back in them days.
Aye, I know.
I think my first single, which I can think of, must have been Night at the Opera, I think, because I think it's one of the oldest albums I've got.
But it's so easy back then. There's so many record shops in the town there. I mean, even places like Woolies. And then when the other record shop opened up in Aberdeen, that was like
Aye.
Aladdin's Cave. Or,
Aye.
and that must have been about 77 or 78 that opened up, I think. That's for Abercrombie's is now.
Aye.
And that was a massive, massive record shop for
Aye, so
Aberdeen
you
back
spend
then.
on, did you?
When they had all the singles above the till.
That's right, aye.
Aye.
So,
So,
good days.
aye.
Although, some argue there's more to music than how it sounds, like cover arts or anything that comes along with the album. And that's something you just don't get from streaming. Take a look at these records. Kings of Leon, Walls. It has an entire art book full of stuff you see only by owning the record.
I actually got one for my birthday, and it's blue. Well, I've got about, I'd say about 15 vinyls, and I got some from my mum and dad, some from my uncle, and then I bought a few myself. I think it's like a more easier way of listening to music, because vinyl's just a bit of a pain in the ass.
So before the film, I conducted a survey across Facebook to find out what people thought of vinyl. And out of 58 people who answered it, 66% said they don't own a record player, but 70% said they're pretty rad. Upon asking people what could make records more attractive, 25% said we live in the 80s, 55% said if they were less expensive, and 10% said if they looked like less of a hipster. Although one of the most cliche excuses for records being the sound, it's not entirely wrong. With the right gear and the right records, music can sound so much better than when it's running through your earphones. A lot of it has to do with the sentimentality of owning your favorite album in a physical form, because it's much more personal kind of merchandise than simply buying a sticker for your laptop or a t-shirt. So to answer my question, yes, I do think vinyl is still worth it. It has its pros and cons, but simply, forgetting about such a huge music outlet wouldn't be doing it justice. In the end, it really comes down to how much music really means to you.